Hello, my lovely Saggies. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope the all are doing well. Saggies, you got the Storm, the Mystic, the Kiss, and the Offering. Well, I mean, the Storm is just the idea of like mass confusion and not knowing which way is up and just feeling very like, you know, blown in every direction and out of control, you know, like, I think of my one friend's dad. Oh, that man was like, he was such a terrible human being, but he thought he was the best. He was a lawyer. and there was one weekend and they lived in Charleston, and he was like, well, I can't control the weather. And it became this joke between like me and some friends of, you know, like, can't control the weather. You know what I mean? I can control everything in life, but I can't control the weather. But I feel like there's this idea of just feeling like you can't control any of it. And then the Mystic is just like the psychic knowing. And I feel like you guys, it's like, it's not about control. It's about understanding. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you understand the elements around you, then you know how to work around those elements. You know, like if it's raining, you know, like if there's a tornado, you're supposed to park next to a ditch and get into the ditch. You know what I mean? Like get under your car, whatever. I don't know. Honestly, I was just trying to give an example. I got caught in a tornado one time and I went to a rest stop and I was scared to death. There was like a crack in my windshield and like my car was like shaking, and I had just like on a whim driven to Charleston for the weekend. That was terrifying. I was afraid of rain for like 2 years after that. Like I would cry if I had to go in it. But I feel like there's just this idea of like, okay, well, but if you understand like how to, like, what do you do when the weather's that way, and how do you you guys were the cow running into the storm, right? But you do that and you start to uncover ways that you really need to start taking cover, right? Find shelter. You know what I mean? Like find blankets, like find warmth, find heat. You know what I mean? Like get out of the weather. Don't just stand there saying you can't control the weather. You know what I mean? Like you can't control anything really except for yourself. You know what I mean? And your own behaviors and your own reactions and your own awareness. And if you have an awareness, but you don't ever utilize that awareness because you're like, I can't see in a storm, well, go someplace where there isn't a storm. You know, allow for yourself to just like sit with that inner peace, you know, and make your decisions accordingly. Because I feel like there's this sense of like, I don't know how I feel about, for a lot of y'all, like a relationship. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be lovers, you know what I mean? But just like something that came with a lot of confusion where you were just like, I don't even know what to do with this. And I feel like get out of the storm. Stop talking about how you can't control it. You know what I mean? Sit with yourself and know what it is that you want and why. Because that doesn't have anything to do with any of the rest of it, right? It's like, no, you can't control that storm. Facts. But get out of it. Get out of the rain. Find a quiet place. Let the storm pass. You have the Seven of Swords, the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. I think that there is an idea here of, I don't know, because that whole I can't control the weather says the most controlling person in the room, you know what I mean? But it's just kind of like, I think that recognizing that like this idea of control being the equivalent of protection is just about as absurd as it gets. And that's like, protection is fierce, yes, but protection does not manipulate people. I mean, I think of like abusive relationships where it's like, look what you made me do. Like, look how you made me hurt you. And it's like, I didn't make you do any of that. You know, and I just kind of feel like there's an idea of I don't know, like this freedom from that, however that plays out for you, because that felt really intense, like dead face. But I think that it's turning around for you when you actually quiet the storm and figure out like what it is that you really want to do, why it is that you want to do it. And I think step forward with a different sense of protection, because this is not protection. What are you being protected from? What are you protecting somebody from? That's not protection. That's manipulation. That's a hard one to sort through though sometimes, you know, especially when you're like in groups of people or in, you know, like a family of people and everybody says something and it's like, well, but that's chaos, that's tumultuousness, that's manipulation, you know. You got the Fool again, love, the Fool twice, the Star, the Three of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. Well, I feel like, you know, whatever that idea is that you were holding on to, you're realizing that it's leaving you out in the cold. It's almost like this, like, again, to go back to the cow running into the storm, like if I would just stop running into the storm, you know, and I would sit and I would let it pass. I could find my way to what it is that I want to do. You know, I feel like you're finding your way, but you got to go through that whole storm situation for a second. You'll get through. You're fine. The Queen of Pentacles and the Star. There's so much to be gained in a healing, you know, whether like when you start to really approach like healing from all of its different facets, you change, you grow, you're stronger, I just feel like you're more pliable and agile, and you know what I mean? Like I just think of like an athlete, you know what I mean? And they, you know, as football players doing ballet because they understand agility. And I just feel like this, instead of feeling like a soggy, defeated person, or maybe you sat in the soggy, defeated person state for a minute, but you sat long enough to really like sit with what it is that you want and why. You have the 8 of Cups, Temperance, 10 of Wands, the Moon, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Well, I mean, the 10 of Wands in this deck is just kind of like this, like carrying a burden. But again, I just feel like that carrying the burden of what? Running into the storm, turn around, run away. Or running away from the storm, turn around and run into it. That's right. That's right. Sorry, I forgot. But anyways, you know, like, again, like leave that lack mentality behind, follow your intuition into your, you know, like greater sense of balance. And I kind of just feel like take opportunity as it comes. You know, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. Like, I just feel like take it as it comes. Like you start walking, that rain, that you'll dry off, you know, like your clothes will dry off. Take your shoes off, put your feet on the ground, walk in the mud, squish it in your toes. You know what I mean? Enjoy the process. Because that's how you heal. You take the time to find the problem, and then you deal with the problem and you push it out. And it's like this, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful process, and it's a beautiful thing, Saggies. And I feel like you're starting to, I think, instead of frantically running, I think just like lean into the idea that like you can sit still and you can make a decision and there doesn't have to be chaos everywhere. The siren, because I think that whatever this decision is, it's something that you really do want. It's something that I think you've wanted for a while, that, you know, you just, I don't know, I just feel like this, I was never going to get there. Because I can't control the weather. What does it have to do with this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. All right. Well, Saggies, if this does resonate with y'all, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.